Alright, so here is Lego Transformers Bumblebee. This set comes with 950 pieces. It's for 18 plus, but my younger daughter, who's 12, built this, so it should be fine. It costs 120 bucks, but it is pretty tall at 9 inches in bulk mode. Obviously, it can transform. Also looks pretty good, but not exactly G1. Anyways, here is the box, and let's go take a look at the toy. So this is what you get in the set. Your Bumblebee himself, his blaster, and a plaque. And so let's take a look at the accessories first. Oh, by the way, if you want to lift the car, lift it at this location here. Don't do it here because that thing comes off. Don't do it at the door because that's not good either. But yeah, so this is a safe place to lift it. So here's the blaster, and it looks pretty good. You can clip into Bumblebee's hand with that, and even has this clear Lego piece there. Kind of looks like an Energon kind of container. But yeah, it's a nice little build. The only sad thing about this particular one is you can't stow it in vehicle mode. I mean, ideally it would have been, something you can fold or put in a trunk and stuff like that. That would be ideal, but it didn't happen. You also get this plaque here, obviously with an Autobot symbol, his name, and some stats here. In the back, you get a Bumblebee piece there. There's another one in the car, and then there's an extra one. Speaking of which, let's look at the extra pieces. So you have these extra pieces with some notable pieces like this printed Autobot tile, which you can put on the hood. This extra license plate, and this Bumblebee piece right here. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Alright, so here's Bumblebee in vehicle mode, and it's a chunky little beetle. It's good size, almost 9 inches long. It's also 12 studs wide, plus the fender and the tire sticks out a little bit. So yeah, it's really beefy looking. Also pretty heavy. It's really dense, and it rolls well. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't look like a beetle, but close enough. And it looks pretty sporty. Slope back, big tires that are low profile, so not anything like an old school beetle, but it still looks good nonetheless. So that's how it looks on the side. On the front, you have headlights here and turn indicators, I believe, a bumper, and then you have the bee there as, I guess, Easter egg, I suppose. The other side is pretty much the same, no stickers. The only stickers we get are on the bumper, so this, and the license plate. Same thing with the extra license plate, but I prefer that one. You get like a spare tire or fake spare tire that is much smaller than the real tires. Yeah, lights in the back here too, and some clear blue pieces up here for the rear window, and on the sides and the front, obviously, as we've seen before. Yeah, for the roof, you have the Transformer logo printed on that tile, plus another tile here that you can put on the hood there. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. Oh, there's some articulation here, mainly for transformation, but you can open the door here. You can adjust the side mirrors. You can kind of open the trunk, but if you do it too much or too far, this thing will pop off. So be careful when you do that. You can kind of open the hood as well, although you have to do these actions first, and then now you can open it. It's too bad, you can't put the gun there. Kind of fell apart, but it'd be nice if you can actually take it apart and put it like that, or in the trunk itself, but no dice. I think that's a missed opportunity, but yeah, just the way it is, I guess. So, and you can close it like so. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing you can. This thing comes off. It's a parts former, but that's the only piece you have to take off. But yeah. Anyways, alright. So first one is this non-Lego Transformer. This particular one is from Transformer Animated. It looks like a Civic hatchback, but it definitely captures the essence of G1 Bumblebee with the bigger rear tires. Pretty compact, cartoony looking, but yeah. Obviously, this one is from the Bayverse. It's a Camaro. It looks realistic. Again, pretty small because these are all deluxe class, I believe. Really cheap, unlike this one. And finally, Lego Optimus Prime here. Definitely bigger. But as you can see, they're not in scale. Even though he's bigger, this is too big to be in scale with this Optimus Prime in bot mode. I mean vehicle mode. Alright, so they are lined up, and as you can see, the tires are the same. So definitely too big to be in scale. But if you're not picky about scale, which is always an issue with Transformers anyways, they look good together. They definitely complement each other. Oh yeah, like I was saying earlier, you can stow the accessories in vehicle mode for Prime, including the gun here, and you can even unfold the handle. So yeah, it's nice that they thought of that. But you do get two more accessories here, including this Energon cube. Has nowhere to go. But you can kind of forgive them, I guess. I mean, especially the axe here, like that just looks ridiculous. So that's fine. But for the gun, definitely, and the backpack here, it's nice to be able to do that. It's totally unfortunate that you can't do the same with a gun here. Alright, so here's Bumblebee in bot mode, and yeah, it looks pretty good, especially for the head, but we'll take a closer look in a bit here. But for now, let's just look at the overall proportion here. It looks pretty good, except for the arms a little bit too short. I wish it's a little bit longer. Definitely the shoulders are too bulky. If we can just shift some of that mass into the forearms, that would have been good, but this is what we get. As you can see, he's holding the gun. Well, actually more like the gun is clipped into the hands, and it's pretty stable. It's not going to go anywhere. Overall, it's kind of stable, but just don't sway him too much, because it kind of is back heavy, especially with the big backpack there, which is the parts former piece of the windshield. And on the back, it's not the pretty side, never is, but it's not too bad. It's not too ugly. There's no ugly colors. And then the other side is just more the same. You kind of see some hollowness there, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so so that thing came off because I have a missing piece there that reinforces that, but fortunately enough it's not visible, so I can still do the review without that piece. And with Lego it's kind of easy, or not kind of, it's pretty easy to request those missing pieces. But anyways, so there he is up close. Like I was saying, the head is spot on. Love that fact that it's all printed in one piece, the face that is, and then you have his crest there, then the horns, and then the overall shape. It's nicely done. Can't really ask for more than that. Yeah, but as you can see, there's the backpack kind of is visible from the front. It's a little bit unfortunate. The shoulders are a little bit too high, but the face definitely makes up for that. Like I said, the backpack there kind of sticks out. As you can see, the nice printed Autobot symbol on the tile piece there. The color blocking is definitely spot on, the yellow, the black. And then on the legs there you have more printed pieces here. So that's definitely appreciated. And then yeah, the legs or the feet. And the feet at the very bottom of the feet are rubber tires that helps it grip the surface, so it doesn't slide around easily. So that's nice. Yeah. So for articulation, the head can go all the way around, and you can look down and up. So that's pretty neat. For the shoulders, you can not really do much because there's a big backpack saying in that direction. But you can definitely turn it all the way around. Just need to avoid some pieces, but it's definitely doable. But for the rest of the arm, you can bend the elbow 90 degrees, but you can't rotate it. But you can rotate at the wrist here, and the fingers and thumb also can be articulated, although it's more like a claw, not a hand. Yeah, but for the waist, nothing really you can do there. But for the leg, you can move it all the way to the back, that like that. So that's pretty good. And you can do the Van Dam as well, all the way to the side there. But not to the front because of that piece there that's blocking it, and there's no knee articulation either. For the feet, you can rotate it here, but it doesn't. You can't angle it, so it's for an A stance you can't really do much. But at least with being able to rotate it, you can definitely pose them a little bit more naturally. So that's it for articulation. Let's do some size comparison. Alright, so first up is Lego Optimus Prime, and yeah, it's still too big, but there's enough size difference between the two to make it more accurate to the show, and the show itself is not that consistent anyways. But yeah, Bumblebee is almost as tall as Prime's abs. And in terms of value, per Prime here costs almost twice as much as Bumblebee. In Canada, that's about $100 difference, and you're only getting about that much bigger and about roughly 50% more Lego pieces. So, in that sense, this is a better value. Yeah. So compared to other Transformer Bumblebees, this one is from Transformers Prime, and he borrows heavily from the Bayverse Bumblebee, being muscle car and all, also being unable to speak. But probably a better comparison is this two here, in terms of design, that is. So this one is Origins Bumblebee, so basically how he looked in Cybertron on the very first episode of Transformers. So when looking at them up close, we can see that Lego has pretty much captured how Bumblebee looks pretty accurately. From the shape to the details and the lines on the face there. This one's a little bit chubbier, it looks, but aside from that, it's spot on. Kudos, Lego. Alright, so for a better comparison in terms of size and price, I have this Commander Class Transformers that we can look at. It's almost all of them except for one, which is Magmatron. Obviously the upcoming Optimus Prime is yet to be released. But yeah, what we have from left to right is Ultra Magnus, Rodimus Prime, Armada Optimus Prime, Skylynx, Jetfire or Skyfire, and then Menasor, which is obviously Motormaster with the Stunticons. Yeah, but we're not gonna look at them all. That would be ridiculous. We'll just look at a couple. We'll look at Armada Prime here and Jetfire closely in comparison to Bumblebee, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But I excluded the other ones because of first starting with Menasor. Obviously, he's a combiner. I have him. Motormaster is combined with all the Stunticons. I also have upgrade parts for him, so it's gonna be completely unfair comparison. Skyling here is very different. It doesn't even have a bot mode. He does obviously transform. If you know G1, you'll know. But yeah, so we're not going to be taking a closer look. Rodimus Prime here is just way too small. He comes with a trailer, a pretty big one actually, but they don't combine. Yeah, so what you have here is basically a Voyager class bot. Ultra Magnus here is also kind of small. And if we're going to use Armada Prime, it's somewhat redundant. They're both trucks. At the same time, he has more modes and obviously bigger. That said, Ultra Magnus does look pretty nice, and I like that he has opposable finger. Alright, so first up is Jetfire here. He is the first one in the crew. Probably is the first commander class, at least in this line, and he is one of the biggest one, if not the biggest, or close tie with Motormaster in Menasor form. And as you can see here, he is covered in molded details, top to bottom. There's also paint here and there, but not a whole lot, you know. But when it does have paint, it looks pretty good, like in the face there, which is silver. Also has transparent plastic, like Bumblebee here, and I believe there's the only place, but yeah. And comes with a lot of weapons. This blaster here can split, and you can put one in each hand. The cannons on the side can also be detached and put on other places. The missiles can also be detached as well. What else? Oh, it comes with this shield here you can attach onto the chest, as well as this mask that you can put on the face, and a lot of blast effects here. And for the bot himself, there's this gimmick where you can spin the insignia, because obviously Jetfire was a Decepticon at the beginning and then defected to become an Autobot. Another I don't know, you could say if this is a gimmick, but you know, when you close the hand here to form a fist, that thing pops out, and so that you can peg in the weapon pretty secure in there. Oh yeah, in terms of articulation, way better. A lot of joints are ratcheted, so that's pretty good, because obviously he's a big bot, you know, pretty weighty, and you know that does put on a lot of stress on joints, right? So I'm actually afraid that over time this has become pretty loose, but you don't have to worry too much about that with this. Yeah, so that's Jetfire. Oh, one more thing. There's only two modes, this bot mode obviously, and then the jet mode. Transformation is pretty simple actually, and pretty fun, but yeah, big robot and big jet. So the other command class we're going to look at closely here is Armada Optimus Prime. Yeah, as you can see, he's a little bit taller. His head is higher, although there might be pieces of the Bumblebee that sticks out more. He's also bulkier, except Bumblebee's chest here it sticks out a lot. Not so much with Optimus Prime there, and yeah, and as you can see, he looks pretty solid. This is actually pretty accurate to the design, with the backpack and the butt flap here. And just like Jetfire has a lot of ratcheted joints, very good articulation, top to bottom. So yeah, posing him is pretty nice. Not a lot of accessories, unlike Jetfire. Only comes with this gun here, and this cannon here that you can detach to in the back here. But he does come with 4 modes, so this is obviously the full bot mode, but you can detach this half and form a smaller Optimus Prime, like yay high. And then what you have is the trailer, which also can be transformed into a base, and then obviously you can transform into a semi truck. Yeah, and has some nice gold or bronze accents here and there, and some silver paints here and there, on the side here as well, and in the back there too. Oddly enough, they lost that kind of a hand gimmick where they just molded in the holder for the weapon to peg into before it was actually self-collapsing when you move the fingers. And the fingers are all attached together just like Jetfire, so unlike him, he's still better in terms of finger articulation. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Armada Prime here. And alright, so that's Bumblebee. And yeah, so in terms of value when compared to actual Transformer, it's actually pretty decent price. As you can see that you know, he's taller and shorter than some Commander class, and they're all the same price. And yeah, even though people say that Lego is pretty expensive, especially on some themes like Star Wars, but this particular one is a good value, not in just in terms of size, but also in Lego piece count. Obviously not perfect, right? The articulation, it's kind of lacking, especially from here down. But that's to be expected because you are dealing with Lego, and the transformation is actually kind of fiddly. It takes a couple of times until you get the hang of it, where you don't get any pieces falling off. Compared to Transformers that have multiple modes, obviously this only has 2, but it is Lego, made out of Lego pieces that you can build whatever you want. So, when you consider that, then yeah, there's a lot of playability here. But yeah, and for me as a Transformer fan, I just had to have this. I wish they would make some more, and hopefully they'll keep the price point like this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.